some of the comic book series that are starting up in April, all the April number ones, and let's get into it. I got this list here. This is 10 things. After we go over this, the ones I want to focus on, we'll go over the master list and see if I forgot anything. But as I'm going through, leave it down in the comments of something that maybe I overlook and maybe I should be giving a second look to. But let's start off with the Daredevil series, of course. This is probably the hottest new release in April. Everybody's excited for this new Daredevil series to start up. We got Stephanie Phillips coming in with Lee Garbett on the art. Everything they've released so far has looked so good. All the different previews that I've seen. And I'm just really excited for this new era of Daredevil. Looks like a lot of blind bag covers, a lot of variant covers as well, if you're into that. But I'll just be picking up a cover A. I think the cover A looks pretty sick. And I'm just looking forward to this new era of Daredevil. Haven't had a Daredevil series on my pull in a while. I was pulling the Chip Zdarsky stuff. I kind of fell off of the Solid Amen stuff, right? So, yeah, looking forward. It's going to be real cool having a Daredevil series back on the pull list. Next up, let's talk about Zatanna. Of course, coming out at the tail end of April, but this is the second most hyped thing, in my opinion. We got Zatanna number 1 from creator, writer, artist, colorist Jamal Campbell. He's doing everything. Crazy to see Jamal Campbell being given the keys to the kingdom. But I guess it makes sense after you do a pretty successful little 6-issue miniseries featuring Zatanna, kind of showing like, yo, I got it covered, I got it handled, I know my way around this character and the world. I can depict the crazy magic like world, right? Like all the trippiness that you kind of require for a Zatanna series. Jamal Campbell's got it, man. So yeah, really enjoyed reading a couple months ago, maybe 2 months ago at this point. But I reread the Far Sector for the second time. I read it like a long time ago in a trade paperback, but caught it again, reread it in the deluxe edition. Just seeing Jamal Campbell's oversized artwork, man. So yeah, got me real hyped for Zatanna number 1 and Jamal Campbell's return to the character. That should be pretty cool, man. Really excited for that. Next up, let's talk about the Marvel DC Spider-Man Superman number 1. So I will be honest with you guys, right? So I'm not as excited about this one as I was the DC one. The DC one had not the better, I'm not gonna say better, but to me, they had creators that I was more attached to. The crossover stories seemed more interesting and had the most potential. The Marvel one, we'll have to see, right? So we have still the main story is gonna be Spider-Man, Superman, of course, and that one is gonna be Brad Meltzer and Pepe Larraz. So there you go, they're gonna be fighting Lex Luthor and Norman Osborn. That makes sense there. We also have Dan Slott and Marcos Martin, I believe. They're doing a Spider-Man Noir series with Superman of the Golden Age. In terms of other stories in this, we have Jones and Frank. Oh, Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. That's right. They're doing Super and Spider-Man families together against Mysterio. So, okay, that'll be interesting. The Superman, the Spider-Man families. Jeff Johns, Gary Frank. That's a cool team up. The symbiote hordes invade Metropolis as a new War of the Realms ignites in Aaron and Dodderman's epic. So that's a cool one. You got Jason Aaron and Dodderman teaming back up to do some symbiote hordes in Metropolis. Co-creator of Steel, Louise Simonson, hammers out a tale of John Henry Irons' clash with the Hobgoblin as drawn by Todd Knock. Is that because Louise Simonson also came up with Hobgoblin or something like that? Like, what's the connection there? Like, why Steel and Hobgoblin? I don't know. Or is Todd Knock the creator of Hobgoblin, co-creator? I'm not sure. We have Kelly and Ramos taking us on a campus crossover between Gwen Stacy and Lana Lang. So you got the leading ladies there. That's pretty cool. Miles Morales teams up with Superman as Bendis and Pacelli re-team. So that one's probably my most excited. You got Miles Morales teaming up with Superman, but it's not John Kent Superman. So I thought that one would be more focused on like the legacy heroes, but it's more focused on, characters that Bendis and maybe Pacelli have teamed up on or whatever. But yeah, that's the Marvel DC Spider-Man Superman. Not as excited like I was saying, but still a fun release. Still going to be a real big moment for the comic book industry, of course. It's going to be hype. Everybody's going to be picking up the variants. So let me know what you got. Let me know your excitement level for this one down in the comments. Keeping it going with the number ones for April, let's talk about Bizarro Year None. This is written by Kevin Smith. So he's coming back to comics in a big way. Really excited to see this and how Bizarro got finished. Kevin Smith and Eric Carrasco team up with the visionary artist Nick Patera to tell the definitive indefinitive origin of the beloved backwards bad boy. When Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen and Clark Kent's boss Perry White leave the planet for a strange adventure in outer space, they discover a dimension that mimics Metropolis and reveres its legendary newspaper as an article of faith. But is the being behind it all a Superman fan, a creature of chaos, or is he no one at all? Don't Be a Square by Bizarro, year none. Alright, I don't know what's going on with the story, alright? I don't know. Just want to learn about more as Bizarro as a character. I want to read something written by Kevin Smith, try to explore more of his writing. At some point, I'll be reading the Absolute Green Arrow by Kevin Smith and Phil Hester omnibus that I have back there. I think that one's by, yeah, it is Kevin Smith and Phil Hester. So yeah, I was right on that. But hopefully, just exploring some Kevin Smith stuff, that could be fun. But yeah, really excited for this Bizarro series. Bizarro is a character, not someone I'm typically attached to, but if you're a really good Bizarro writer, you're a real good Bizarro writer, and it kind of overcomes my problems with the character for sure. Next up, let's talk about In Your Skin #1. All right, so this one is pretty cool because it's from Adyitka Bidikar, who's typically a letterer, right? So working with Ram V. Let's look at Adyitka Bidikar's timeline. So doing the lettering for Department of Truth, I believe, is that right? Yeah, doing the lettering for that. So doing the letter for a lot of James Tynion IV series with World Tree, but then working with Ram V a lot with the Swamp Thing series. Of course, you've got some really cool stuff near the bottom here. 20th Century Men, he did the lettering for. So yeah, if it's a series that you loved, chances are Adyitka Bidikar did the lettering for it. So really talented over there. Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma, of course. I believe you even have stuff it's in my wife's room, The Many Deaths of Layla Starr. I don't know why it's not on my own shelf, but I'm pretty sure excellent lettering over there, right? So yeah, Adyitka Bidikar coming in as the writer though. So yeah, big hats off to Adyitka Bidikar for, switching over and trying on the writing side. It looks like we have a Bollywood Uber fan who has been obsessed with the film star Ayesha Shen since she was a kid. She's watched her movies over and over and knows her dances beat for beat. But once in a lifetime chance to meet her idol goes awry, and Ayesha announces her impending retirement from movies. Priyanka decides that if Ayesha isn't going to live the life she's supposed to, Priyanka would be more than happy to take over for you. Wow, so she's going to take over the identity of this girl. But it seems like we're going to be getting some body horror, some erotic fiction, okay? And we got excellent artwork from Samant Paul, who I was a huge fan of in Crocodile Black, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. Loved this series out of Boom Studios when it was coming out. So the fact that you got Sam back on for the art, you got Adyitka Bidikar trying out and writing his first published story or whatever, this one is on my most anticipated series of April for sure. So yeah, some body horror, some erotic fiction, and some great art and some great writing. Looking forward to this one, In Your Skin, coming out on April 22nd. Let's keep talking about the #1s of April. We got Fury of the Firestorm. Now this is written by Jeff Lemire. We got artwork from Rafael de la Torre. The community of Bedford, Colorado is a sleepy town. The people say hello to the neighbors, attend town hall meetings, and root for the local high school football team on Friday nights. But this idyllic small town is thrown upside down when the nuclear man arrives and starts experimenting. Firestorm has turned buildings into sand, people to glass with no remorse and no warning. But what exactly provoked Ronnie Raymond to commit this heinous act? And can anyone contain the fury that is Firestorm? So yeah, dude, I don't know too much about Firestorm just in general. I know Firestorm very, very vaguely from the Flash TV show, right? The Legend of Tomorrow, the CW kind of universe or whatever. And from what I hear, that's not the best representation of Firestorm, right? So hopefully this character can get me clued in. Too bad I heard that this one is going to be a 7-issue miniseries. A little unfortunate, the fact that this isn't going to be an ongoing, but I think it's already been announced to be a 7-issue miniseries. I guess people were also upset that it stars this version of Firestorm. They wanted it to be a different version. Like this one's Ronnie Raymond, right? So I don't know too much about that. Like I was saying, I'm outside the Firestorm fandom. I don't know too much about it. But this one's interesting to me because Jeff Lemire sounds like he's such a big fan of Firestorm that like when DC comes up to him, he's like, hey, what character do you want to work on? He says Firestorm, right? That's his dream project. So we'll have to see it all come together. I like Rafael de la Torre's art style as well. So this one has a lot of cool pieces, and it's one to keep an eye on for sure, especially for like me, you don't know too much about Firestorm as a character. Next up, let's talk about Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla. All right, so I want to mention this one. It's a little one shot, but the artist is Sean Peacock. I'm a huge fan of Sean Peacock. He's a good buddy of mine. A little bit biased there. He worked on this shirt that I helped. He commissioned it, but I did, get him to commission it. It's the Melt Ice shirt. So all the proceeds to this, it's like $8.50 of every shirt sold, goes to ILAP here in Maine to help out our immigrant community in Maine, providing them legal services. And the link to this can be found at colorbreak.net. It'll be the first shirt there. But yeah, so Sean Peacock helped us out with that. So I want to give a shout out to Sean Peacock's next published work. This is from IDW. It's a Godzilla book, right? So big time stuff from Sean. And it's just fun, man. Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla. So that just sounds like a good time. 3 more things on my personal most anticipated, and then we'll jump over to the master list and see what else we're got coming out in April. We have this guidebook, right? So the Ghost Machine official guidebook coming out of Ghost Machine Image. It's gonna be like, I don't know if it's gonna be stories necessarily, or if it's gonna be just like data files and just like facts about the Ghost Machine universe. But I'm a big fan of Ghost Machine, right? So I'm gonna be picking this up. I'm interested to see. I want like everything Geiger, everything Rook Exodus. Like that's my plan, right? So the fact that we're learning more about Geiger, Junkyard Joe, and Redcoat in this one in particular, that's got me very interested, man. So yeah, just looking at the cover, you got like Albert Einstein from Redcoat. You got a bunch of Geiger characters. You got Barney the two-headed dog, of course. So yeah, looking forward to the guidebook. Should be pretty fun. Mad about DC, right? So I want to mention this one. You have a lot of creators attached to this. One of them being, of course they don't have it here, Chip Zdarsky. They have it in the solicit. So he's doing like, he's heading up, he's a guest editor for this Mad About DC special edition. This is going to be crazy, man. I don't know what to expect in this. I don't know what to expect from this. We got a guy versus spy story. So instead of spy versus spy, it's got Guy Gardner or whatever. We got a fold in by Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. So yeah, this one's interesting. Very, very interesting. Just the Chip Zdarsky of it all, right? So like Chip Zdarsky, we know he's a wacky comic book creator. He's gonna be bringing that wackiness. It's a perfect fit for the Mad magazine, right? So that should be pretty fun release there. And then the last one that I'm talking about here, before we jump into that master list, we got Estuary from Oni Press. Estuary, A Ghost Story. This is from Tim Daniel and David Andry. Let me read the solicit real quick. Out of the bloodstained past of old California, a different kind of devils rising with the tide. Okay, so we got a chilling tale of secrets buried deep beneath the surf of the idyllic California coast. But look at the cover, dude. This just looks crazy. So yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on, but a new horror series out of Oni Press. Oni Press has been killing it. It looks like we have the Mission, so like a religious building. It's on the Pacific Ocean. It's a 400-year-old Spanish mission. It's one of California's oldest and most haunted historical sites. We got marine archaeologists. There's a nun that's offering something. And discover the sins of the past and present are about to wash together in a harrowing surge of vengeance that can no longer be contained. So yeah, man, Estuary, A Ghost Story. I think that the creatives attached, Tim Daniel and David Andrew, are well-regarded creators, so I'm looking forward to checking this out from Oni Press, out on April 8th. All right, so let's take a look at the master list, starting off with Bizarro Year None. Looking forward to that. Kevin Smith, of course. You got Captain Marvel. So if you're excited about Captain Marvel, you've been wanting a Captain Marvel series. It's been a while, I feel like, so there's a new one starting up. Probably a mini, though, knowing Marvel. Daredevil #1, of course, most anticipated of the month. You got the Guidebook. You got Mad About DC. Already covered those. Wonder Man number 1. So if you like the Wonder Man show, I like the Wonder Man show quite a bit. Looking forward to that. Fury the Firestorm. Got that. Web of Venom. So if you're not sick to your gourd of symbiote content, you can pick up Web of Venom. Jeez Louise, bro. My Marvel hate's starting to peek through. Longtime viewers know what I'm talking about. We got Fireborn, which I think is it's tied to Lost Fantasy, I think. So yeah, it's in the Lost Fantasy world. If you've been loving that, you got some more Lost Fantasy content. The Rocketeer IDW Classics, is this a re-release or some new stories? I don't know. It looks like this is going to be a re-release. Starfleet Academy, I think that show just got canceled. Pretty sad there if you're a fan of that Star Trek show. Amazing Spider-Man Spider-Versity. What is that? Learning to crawl. They're already. They're going to train to get the next, to meet the next threat. And the Green Goblin's training them then? Okay. Because the next threat might well be the Green Goblin. Weird, man. I don't know. Spider-Verse I'm kind of sick of, dude. I will be honest with you. Keeping it going. We got Corpse Knight. This one sounds cool. It's like this this young girl and the dad. The dad like dies, but he's like undead, and he's like, as a knight he's gonna be protecting his daughter or something like that. Pretty interesting stuff there. Got some head loppers coming back. I know that the creator Andrew McLean. We actually got a question in the chat earlier. Anybody asking, somebody asking if anybody's read Headlopper. Haven't read it yet myself, but Headlopper is coming back. In Your Skin number 1. That's the body horror series from Anya Kabedikar. Excited about that. Marvel, DC, Spider-Man, Superman. New Vampirella from Dynamite. I feel like there's a new number 1 from Dynamite, like a new Vampirella number 1 all the time, I feel. Not talking about this one. I'm not even going to read the title. I'll just scroll through and you guys can read it yourself, and I'm not going to talk about it. Keeping it going. We're on April 29th, so this is kind of it for New Comic Book Day, right? We got Justice League Intergalactic Special. This is cool because you got Nicole Maines and Jadzia Axelrod coming with characters that they know how to write. They've experienced writing these characters, coming in for a nice little one-shot before they take over. I think they're taking over the entire month of May or the entire month of June. They have a weekly comic release that's coming out, a little mini-series. Space Minotaur. We got Swamp Thing 1989 coming back, so this is going to be Rick Veitch continuing his Swamp Thing series after its cancellation 3 decades ago. Zatanna number 1, we already covered that. But that's what we got. All the new comic series starting in April. Let me know down in the comments if I missed anything, but I really don't think I did. I think I got most of them covered. It really is that Daredevil number 1. That's going to be so sick. But let me know down in the comments if I missed anything. While you're down there, leave me a comment. Like if you like, sub if you love. I'm doing this every single month, man. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next every single comic book series that's starting out in May. Looking forward to it, man. Next week is another Comic Weekly. We're going to be live at 4 p.m. every single Monday. So yeah, really appreciate you guys watching. We'll be doing the comic book pull list. The big topic for next week, I'm not sure. But then, of course, we're doing the comic book review. So thank you guys for watching and read more comics.